All right, guys, we are a little bit past the hour, so let's go ahead and get started. Today, we are going to have our tech talk on how MIS, Manufacturing Intelligent Systems, revolutionize your workflow for faster production. Now, as you have topics on or questions on this topic, they will be answered live at the very end, but go ahead and enter them into chat as they come up if you would like. Our presenter today is Anoop, who is an associate director for Mendix here at PROLIM. He has over 10 years of experience in product development and team management. Now, Anoop manages the Mendix program here at ProLim. He's got responsibilities in managing the team, projects, prospects, etc. So thank you very much, Anoop, for joining us today. And the Tech Talk is now yours.
Hey, Misty, thanks for that. Great intro, by the way. I could not have thought it myself. Okay, I'll
My
share.
pleasure.
I'll share my screen. Do let me know once it's visible.
Yes, sir. We can see your screen.
Yep. Just one. Yeah. So, as Misty mentioned, today's topic is accelerate production with MIS. So, today's agenda is introduction to PROLIMS MIS, what we call it as PROMIS. Then, what are the core features of PROMIS, modular, its architecture, and why we have chosen Mendix as a technology stack for this particular application set, and what are the benefits of implementing PROMIS, right? Uh, Moving on to the next slide, I would say PROMIS is PROLIM's manufacturing information system is a framework which we have developed using the Mendix low code, which essentially creates your digital twin on any of your plants. It can be discrete manufacturing, it can be semiconductor manufacturing, it can be electronic manufacturing, it can be anything per se, right? So most of the manufacturing lines have a common theme, that is there is a raw material that's coming in from the stores. Then there has to be planning, there would be multiple stations, in between there are multiple quality gates, then the finished goods warehouse, then there would be in some cases PDI dispatch. So the theme pretty much remains the same. And ProLim, having experience of close to 20 plus years in the manufacturing and automotive sector, through various products, we have come up with this framework, wherein you could say close to 60% of this framework is already ready with multiple modules, and 40% is something that we configure and customize based on the customer requirement, their workflows, logics, rule engines, and stuff like that. PROMIS essentially has three core modules. One is the digital production, digital quality, and digital material management. Let's dive in more into each of these. So digital production essentially covers your factories and line models. Essentially, how many lines do you have? What are the lock-ins between each of the machines in or each of the stations in your lines? So modeling all of that is part of digital production. Along with that, which are the different resources or equipments? When I mean to say resources, it can be even your manpower allocation is something that we take care of in this particular module, and also the different equipments like their maintenance, predictive maintenance, preventive maintenance, scheduled maintenance, all of that is something part of our digital production. Along with that, we integrate this with PLM for MBOM management, to and also to manage the work order. And in all of this, as the product moves along the line to be assembled and manufactured, we trace all the child parts and other parts that are getting assembled to the uh, main product. And we have a genealogy that we create, and this creates a complete track and trace. That is how you can have a digital product twin running, which is running on your line, but which you can also see uh, in the application where your product is at what stage, and currently what is happening with it. So next comes the digital quality. Essentially, at every step of production, either in some manufacturing cases, there would be uh, quality gates in the interim of stations, or in some cases, it may be at the towards the end of the line, right? So in any case, having those process models on what are the locks, interlocks that have to be put in before uh, the product moves to the next production station or to the next quality station and stuff like that. So that is done in the process modeling. And then what is the checklists that have to be configured for each of these different processes, or it may be different SKUs that you would manufacture in each of these lines, that can be configured. And once at the station, the operators can enter actually the checklists, and also automated checklists which are generated, as well as value-based checklist, whatever you say can be configured and is part of the framework. And once the checks happen, and obviously because of the QA issues, that you might be able to identify if there are any repeatable issues. Are these issues coming because of a process flaw, because of a design flaw, or because of uh, a part flaw that is coming from the vendor? So you would essentially be able to rectify those, do a RCA, do a kappa, and also monitor your vendor quality. So uh, that's the flow that we have in digital quality. Similarly, for the digital material management, we manage all the materials based on the models, like and integrate it with ERP. Then also look at the and also not just the ERP, but also with PLM like Team Center, or it can be any other PLM that your organization is using. We can manage those as well. And along with that, we can maintain the uh, warehouse live store tracking as well, to see what are the raw materials that have been inverted, which have completed incoming QA and are now released to now are being able to release to the production line. And as and when these raw materials are consumed either in your production or for replacement purposes in your digital quality, those will automatically uh, get reduced from your store, and you can digitally view it. And based on that, you can also see how your material has been flowing, and you can also manage a first in, first out for this. Along with that, not we can also do warehouse management, stocking, and generate the shipping details. Like we can create plots automatically, and depending on the work order from the customer, we can do lotting, FIFO for the finished goods, and uh, uh, track the shipping as well. So essentially, these are the three core modules of manufacturing intelligence system, or PROMIS as we call it. So as I was mentioning, the core features I did explain in the previous slide. We do resource management, data collection, quality management, performance analysis, traceability, and production scheduling. Now coming to the crux of it, the architecture, how we have developed this framework is, uh, if you see towards the extreme left, you can see there are some custom modules or widgets which we can develop in Mendix based on your organizational specific needs. Apart from that, we can also download or integrate additional modules which are available in the Mendix marketplace out of the box. Then there are some modules, close to eight of them, which are already part of this framework, which manages your user identity, data management, audit trails, reports and analytics. It can be any kind of charts or dashboards that we can create in this one. Then uh, ready to export the PDFs or Excel reports. To some customers, we have even done PowerPoint exports as well. Then data archiving technology, and also barcode and QR code scanning, along with the uh, image capture and upload. So all of this help us. These are all inbuilt modules which are available as a part of this framework. And apart from this, for the integration with, say, PLM systems like Team Center, we have a ready-made connector. And with the for SAP or other ERP, we also have ready-made connectors, which are also already part of this framework. And along with that, for the data acquisition from your machines, right? So we have ready-made connectors which are there, which can be used. For example, you can use OPC UA, MQTT protocol, or if you want to bring in a intermediate server, or a device like Siemens Industrial Edge, through which we can do the data acquisition and the processing can happen in this application. So there are multiple ways, and the good part about these integrations is even for the machines, it's a two-way integration that we can do. If that is what the process would require, we can not just collect the data, but also send signals back to the machine for either, say, a start or a stop, or any kind of a interlock that we want to do. And like I was mentioning, the three core modules of digital production, quality, and digital material management. This is where the core business of any manufacturing lies and is important for the customer. As I explained, these are the places where we customize or configure the workflows, the logic layer, or the rule engines according to your business needs. So this is where I was saying 60% of the framework is ready to use, whereas 40% this is something that we can customize and configure based on our experience. We have also some customers wherein they have taken the entire thing as is and modified their SOPs, so that they did not want to customize or configure this framework any further. So there have been those kind of cases as well. Moving to the next slide as to why we have chosen Mendix as the technology stack for this particular framework. So my first reasoning would be Mendix being a low-code platform, it enables us to customize the workflows or logics in the core module at as per the customer or the organizational needs, and the pace is much faster. The change requests can be handled easily and can be deployed at a much faster rate. And since Mendix being deployment agnostic, right? So you can deploy it on any kind of a cloud, on-prem, or private clouds like that. And it comes with a inbuilt CI/CD. So we do save a lot of time in the development, customization, configuration, and the deployment part of it. Along with that, we have a lot of the out of the box components, which I showed you in this particular framework. These are essentially part of your Mendix application. And apart from that, it also has a marketplace from which we can download additional modules, components, and whatnot, or templates for that matter, which can be directly used within your application with minor configurations. Similarly, there are ready connectors available for ERP, PLM, and other systems. Say, for example, you want to say send alerts. There are email connectors. If you want to have those alerts, maybe as a SMS or a WhatsApp message, or on your Teams or Slack, so those connectors are also available, right? So a lot of out of the box connectors available uh, as a part of Mendix system. So that is one of another reason why we chose Mendix as a technology stack for this. Along with that, if you don't find anything which is already which is not part of, say, a marketplace, or the module is not available, Mendix has its own way of developing your own widgets, which are again easy to develop and deploy, and you can use them across all your applications. And one of the major things that we see is in most of the MES systems where we do all these track and trace, reporting is one of the pain points of having custom reports, dashboards, templates, and stuff like that. But in Mendix, that is readily available, and with minor customizations, you can generate a lot of reports and analytics, which can be even downloadable reports and stuff like that. So that is these are some of the main reasons why we have chosen Mendix as a uh, choice of our platform to develop this framework. Then coming to the last slide, I would like to talk about uh, the benefits of implementing our PROMIS system. One would be improved efficiency. Real-time monitoring, you can say, as we are collecting all of this data in real time and displaying it. And one of the another benefits of using Mendix is this has role-based access, meaning to say you can have different charts, analytics at different levels of operations. Like the operators may have different view, supervisors may have different view, the production heads, the managers, the plant heads, those people might will be having a different view, whereas the CXO levels would have a different view. So real time monitoring at different levels for better decision making is one of the key factors in this particular framework. Along with that, quality control and traceability, and also in terms of maintaining the compliance as well. These are some of the benefits. And like I was mentioning, reports and dashboards is one of it, and deployment versatility. As in, you can deploy these applications on your own premises or on the cloud, or you can do a hybrid. So if you have your plant spread across multiple locations, you can uh, possibly deploy these applications locally for each of the plants, but uh, fetch all of these reports at a central level and have one application running on the cloud, which gives a central view of all the plants that are running, what is the real time uh, analytics or reports happening in each plant, that those also can be monitored. So these, I would say, are the major benefits of implementing Promise. And uh, by having said that, I would like to uh, end my session and take up any questions or any doubts you have.